Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvichesha Shunyavadi Paschat Desatarini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langaite Girim Yat Krupa Tamham Vande Sri Gurum Dinatharine. Hare Krishna. So today we'll see verse number 20 of chapter 14. Guna 3 Bhagavad Yoga. So Krishna is explaining about the three modes. In the last verse we saw Krishna mentioned that those who understand that only these modes are always working and nothing else is in operation, or the jiva is alipta, independent of these modes. He attains to my nature. So mad bhava. So what is that nature? What is that actually quality? That is explained in this verse. Okay, so gunan etan atitya trin.
Gunan etan atithyatrin.
Dehi deha samudbhavam.
Dehi deha samudbhavan.
Janma mrityu chara dukkha.
Janma mrityu jara dukhair.
Vimukto amrutam ashnute.
Vimukto amrutam ashnute.
Okay, please chant.
Gunan etan atithyatrin. Dehi deha samudbhavan. Janma mrityu jara dukhair. Vimukto amritam ashnute.
Gunanyetan adityetin dehi deha samudbhavan janma mrityu jara dukhair vimukto amritam asnute.
Okay, translation and purport. When the embodied being is able to transcend these three modes associated with the material body, he can become free from birth, death, old age, and their distress, and can enjoy nectar even in this life. Purport. How one can stay in transcendental position even in this body in full Krishna consciousness is explained in this verse. The Sanskrit word dehi means embodied. Although one is within this material body, by his advancement in spiritual knowledge, he can be free from influence of modes of nature. He can enjoy happiness of spiritual life even in this body, because after leaving this body, he is certainly going to the spiritual sky. But even in this body, he can enjoy spiritual happiness. In other words, devotional service in Krishna consciousness is a sign of liberation from material entanglement. And this will be explained in 18th chapter. One who is freed from the influence of modes of material nature, he enters into devotional service. So, mad bhavam is what is explained here. So, if the embodied being like we all, if they understand that actually only these three modes are acting, and he or the jiva is independent, then what happens? Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Dukkha. So these are the four miseries of the life. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, and Dukkha. So Janma, birth, death, old age, and disease. All these are the main problems of living being. So if you, any problem that you find in our life has one of this category. Janma Mrityu is very clear. Jara is the disease. And we all who is in this generation, we very well know the problem of disease, right? The corona is a disease. How much problems we are facing because of this one virus on the disease. How many people suffered, how many people died, how many people lost their relatives, their love. innumerable of problems we have seen, right? In this pandemic for last 2 years we are seeing, and this one, just one disease, but it has created so much problem all over the world. It's not only the physical, but also the psychological problems, mental problems, everything is increased. So that is a problem of jara. That is dukkha or distress. And jara is the old age. So this problem is very common, right? We all, every day, actually our age increases, not every day, every second. Our lifespan decreases, our age increases. And we are seeing now that even if we get old, everybody wants to look young, everybody wants to look fresh, beautiful. And for that, that is the one of the biggest industry, right? The cosmetics and all these plastic surgeries and beautification. That is one of the biggest financial or commercial industry, and people invest a lot of money in this. Why? Because they know these are the products that will be sellable. So as a person gets old, so everybody tries to do something so that they look young. If there are gray hairs, they make it black. If the skin gets loose, then they do some treatments and something. Many things are there, or they use the what we say, the makeups and everything, so that they look young, they look beautiful. So we don't want jara, we don't want old age. So that's why we all are actually struggling day and night with all these four problems. And these are problems of everyone's life. Nobody can say that I am free of any one of these also. There's no way. This is the truth, that these are the problems and we struggle with them. And each one of them is a big problem in itself. So till we have these problems, or till we are at a level of these problems, then we suffer. But what Krishna is telling, that until you have this body is going to have all these four problems. And these happen because of the gunas. But if you understand your real identity, that you are jiva, you are separate from this body, and whatever happening with this body is going to happen anyway, automatically. Cannot do anything to that. That is done by the three gunas. So when you understand this, then actually you have transcended this. And these problems then no longer make you suffer. So how that happens? It's not like that these problems will go. No, the problems will be still there. Still you will get old, still you will get disease, still you will die. But our consciousness becomes beyond it. So we accept these problems as the problems of the material world, and I am not of this world, or I am beyond this world. So I don't get disturbed by this. So even if there is disease, yeah, I get bodily pain, I get something, but I will not be get disturbed. We can see this behavior in the life of great sannyasis or yogis or devotees. Even if they get old, they have so many physical problems, but still they continue their bhakti. They can do chanting, they can do them some seva. They maintain that. Why? Because they understood the reality of this world, and They know that they are something beyond this. So Srila Prabhupada's example is also there. Right? Srila Prabhupada had so much suffering in America, or when he was going to US, so much suffering, heart attacks in the ship and all those. But he was able to do bhakti at the age of 70, 75. He used to travel, he used to preach, he used to do so many new things, which practically look very difficult. Not only Srila Prabhupada's, but if we see people in our age, like say we are 40, 50s, we at least have seen the changes, right? When we were small, mobile phones were not there. But we see the mobile phones came and we get used to it. But one generation above our generation, those who are about like our father or uncles, uh, their age, whose age is 65 or 70, for them, when they were young, the world was totally different. Now the world is totally different. So for them, getting used to this mobile phone itself is a challenge. Mm. But these people cope up with that. People start using mobile phone, they learn it, they invest time. Mm. So, but by that, all the problems are solved. No, the problems will be there. And these problems will keep increasing as we do these new things. So the problems keep increasing. So to learn a mobile phone, how to operate a smartphone at the age of 70, we may think it is easy, but a person who is 70 years old, he can only understand how difficult it is to remember the things and operate the things, and it's not easy. So in one way, that is also distress for that person, because without that he cannot survive. So like this, every day our problems keep increasing. But if we understand that all this is happening with the body, and then we can be in this body itself, we can amrutam ashnute, we can enjoy the amrutam. What is that amruta? Amruta of bhakti. So when we come out of the, or we come above the bodily consciousness, then actually the bhakti starts. This is what Krishna is trying to tell, that if you really want to do bhakti, you come out of these bodily issues and problems, and focus on higher self, higher realization, higher spiritual things. There we can do the bhakti. Because these material problems will keep us dragging down. And Krishna is telling that this is the truth, that you understand that you are this everything happening around you and with your body is the modes. And actually, if we really apply this knowledge, what we learn in this chapter in our day-to-day life, actually our life changes. We understand that I'm doing ignorant activity, I'm doing passionate activity. And if we make a proper choice at that time, then the situation around us will not disturb us. Actually, everyone should experience this. So sometimes we can make a good choice and we feel happy. But sometimes, even if we understand that this is a ignorant thing, we still do it. Anyway, we do it. Why we do it? Because the force of the ignorance, or the force of that mode, is so strong that we are not able to resist it. And we do that activity. And afterwards we feel, oh my God, I should not have done. So many times I make mistake, but again I do the same thing. Why? But we are helpless, because the force of that is so strong that we cannot control. Why that force acts on us is because we are at that platform. But if we are at the higher platform of bhakti, then that force will not act. Because Krishna says that I will support you. If you want to come to me, I will support you. He told in 10th chapter. So he told, I will give the intelligence how you can come to me. So he will give the intelligence how we can overcome that ignorant activity. But in our condition, sometimes it happens that I understand Krishna is there, I understand bhakti is there, I understand chanting is there to overcome some ignorant activities, but my situation is, at this stage I want to enjoy. What to do? So we become helpless, and it's okay. What we cannot fight the mood sometimes. So we have to increase our bhakti. So Krishna is telling that one who understands this, He can also enjoy Amrutam. He can enjoy the Amrut in this body. So what he is going to enjoy in future in the spiritual life, in the same body, we can enjoy. Sometimes people ask questions, can we have the same feelings in this body? So Krishna is telling, yeah, you can have, but the condition is you have to transcend the three modes. Then you can have this. So within possible, Krishna gives very clear answers to most of our questions. So from tomorrow, from the next words, actually Arjuna asked the questions, how we can identify the persons who have transcendent in these modes, because they are amrutam ashnute, they are enjoying the amruta. How we can know these people? So that Krishna will tell in the next verse, and we'll see it tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So any comments? Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So we'll see you tomorrow in the next verse.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you.